everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I am thrilled to be back with you today with another video in my series called Flashcards. I love the look of today's card, and I'm very excited because I get a chance to showcase those simply pressed clay flowers. Oh my gosh, I'm just head over heels in love with them. Today's card, I made this one into a wedding card, but the one I'm going to create for you today, we're going to change it up and make it a thank you card. That way you can get a couple different ideas for the same card. Well, let's get started. I'm going to begin with my flashcard template. Now, if you've not seen the first video that explains flashcards, you can find that by going to YouTube and searching Connie Stewart flashcards. It'll be the first video to pop up. You can watch, learn how to create this template. You'll keep these pieces on hand, and whenever you need a card and a flash, boom, you're ready to go. We love that. My flashcard pieces today are basic black and whisper white. My card base is in, oh, I love this color. It's called Coastal Cabana. And I've cut this one at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and start with our card since I've got it sitting here. We're going to be doing some stamping and embossing today. So I'm going to bring in my embossing powder. And let me show you two. I'm going to be using two stamp sets, the Lacy and Lovely and the Loving Thoughts. Now, one of the reasons I'm using these two stamp sets, you can see that my font, they matched really well. And I loved the Thank You in Lacy Lovely, and I love the Wonderful You in Loving Thoughts. So those are the two stamp sets we're going to use. So let me start with that Thank You. And I'm going to ink that up in the basic black ink. And I'm going to stamp that at the bottom of my Coastal Cabana card, and very quickly I'm going to sprinkle it with embossing powder. You can then come in with your heat tool, and through the magic of television, it's all embossed, and it's going to look something like this. Now, I did come in with my perfect polka dot background. I hope you can see that there, just to give some nice texture to my card base. So I went ahead after that had been embossed and it was all good. I ran it through my embossing folder just to give it some more texture. All right, well, I got that done. Let's come in with one of our paper doilies. Now, these come 24 in a package. I absolutely love these. These are super, super affordable. When you're taking them apart, just make sure that you're separating them because they do like to stick together. They're so delicate and they're so decorative. They just want to kind of stick together. I just put some snail on the back of that. We're going to adhere that down onto our card base. You notice I left all this fluffy. We like fluffy. All right, well, now we can come in with our basic black flashcard piece. I'm going to come in with the 2.5 inch circle punch, and I want you to stick to one side, and so get as close to the edges as you can because we're going to be using this piece right here, and we're going to give that a punch. So I've got my circle punch. So like I said, save that piece. I'm going to run this one. I ran it through the Fancy Fan embossing folder, but you feel free to use whichever one you liked. I just kind of like the kind of more lacy design that came with that one. And after it's all done, it looks like this. And I'm just going to adhere that to the center of my doily. Well, now we're going to do something with this great little flag here. So I'm going to take my flashcard piece, my white piece, and I need you to do some quick cutting. This is very easy. If you'll just cut it down to 2 inches, it'll be 2 inches by 4 inches. We need this little 1/2 inch piece. Don't worry, we'll be using that. And I'm going to come in with the Wonderful You from the Loving Thoughts stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that and emboss it just the same way I did on my card base, but I've got that all stamped and embossed and beautiful. Let's cut a little flag on the bottom of this. My little tip, start in the middle, cut yourself a line, and then cut to that center point, and you get that beautiful little flag. So let's go ahead and adhere this onto our card. So I'm going to put a dot of snail there and a dot of snail here so I can get a little lift. So there we go. See that great little curve we've got going on? All right, well, now let's work on that fabulous flower because I'm really excited to get going on that. I'm going to bring in my Coastal Cabana ink, and a sponge dauber. I just kind of didn't want to get messy tonight. I got a hot date tonight with my husband, so I don't want ink all over me. I've got actually a bag of these flowers already made. They make up so fast. I'm not kidding. I think I did this in maybe 15 minutes. I made up tons of these. I've let them dry so they're all good to go, and now whenever I need them I can just grab one. I'm going to take that and press it on to my Coastal Cabana ink pad. I'm using the sponge dauber only so I don't get ink all over my fingers. So I've got that. I'm going to flip it over so you can see. Without getting ink on me, you can see I've got some great color. All right, we'll get that on there. I'm going to take my paper piercer so that I can pick up my, oops, I went kind of through there. And you see my paper piercer sticking through. I'm going to dip it right into my embossing powder. Oh my gosh, it worked perfect. Ooh, I'm even more excited now. All right, so we're going to take our flour. You're going to heat set that with your heat tool. It melts really fast. Now, one thing I like to do is while that's still hot is I dip it in one more time because I really want it nice and highly glossy. And let me come in, let me show you this one, kind of get in close there. Hopefully I'm in the camera shot so you can see. It has that really fabulous gloss to it. Well, let's go ahead and adhere this onto our card because it's looking a little naked right now and we can't have a naked card. So I'm going to take some Tombow multi-purpose glue, just a little bit here on the back, and give that a press. All right, okay, oh, it's looking so good. Are you just loving it? I think you are. Okay, we've got one more thing, and let me kind of give you a quick show here, what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little half circle thing going on the inside. So what we're going to do to achieve that is we're gonna take the rest of our basic black cardstock, back in with that same 1/2 inch circle punch. I'm just gonna take it up as far as I possibly can next to that other one, and give it a half punch. Boy, you know I use every bit of cardstock. I don't think there's anything we could do with that. While I've got this here, I'm going to come in with the small heart punch and stay over to one side and just punch yourself 2 hearts. And we're going to adhere this now to the inside of our card. So I've got my little heart punches. I'm going to stick that into my card. And now with this remaining white piece of cardstock, we're going to do, ooh, my flower didn't make it either. My goodness. Might be these heat lamps, might be just a little bit too much for it. We might need to let that dry a little bit. Well, that's good because I've got work to do. So let's work on this. And this is for the inside of my card. I'm going to be using a stamp set called From the Heart and the thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're going to ink that up in basic black ink. Stamp it onto our card. Again, just because we've got the embossing powder out, let's go ahead. Sprinkle it with embossing powder. Okay, magic time. We're going to do that. And it's going to look like this. And we're going to come back in with that circle punch again. And we're going to give this a nice little punch. Just at some place you think it might look good. So we've got that. Now this is a little bit tall. So I'm going to come in with my paper cutter. And the other thing when you're cutting this with the circle punch, it's very easy to not have that bottom part straight. I'm kind of visualizing my words. I can kind of see them there. And so I'm going to cut right underneath them, like so. So I've got this little half circle guy. And now I can come in and adhere that into my card. And you know what? I've got some with some adhesive already on it. And I'm just going to come off of that black just a little bit. I want to kind of give it a little shift. And with those 2 hearts that I punched out, well, let's just stick one there. And we're going to take that other one and stick it right by our thank you. And that is our flashcard for today. I appreciate you guys so much in following my series, and I hope you enjoyed today's card. Remember, all the products that I used on my flashcard today can be purchased at simplysimplestamping.com. Click on that online button, order all your supplies. It's going to be delivered right to your door, and you're going to be able to be stamping within no time at all. It's great. And many of you have all fallen in love with the flashcards to go. I'm having a great time cutting them up for you so that you can have your flashcards always ready without all the fuss and muss and fussy cutting of having to get all that cut. I'm going to do all that for you. How great is that? So be sure to go to Simply Simple Stamping. You'll see flashcards to go there on the right sidebar. You can order those. And be sure to tune in again because there's always another flashcard waiting for you. Thanks so much for checking out today's video, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.